What is going on YouTube? Tygerz here back here with another video, and today I am going to be doing something very special. I got in contact with my good friends over here at Pulsar Modular, and they have given me a copy of Lunar Lander. Is a new VST they have developed. Here is a plate, reverb, analog delay, and a saturator all in one plugin. To give you guys a quick review, my thoughts on the plugin, and etc. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this review of Lunar Lander. I'll put a link down in the description below to the website so you guys can buy a copy of this plugin for yourself as well, if you so decide you like it. This is actually my first time playing with this, so everything that I'm about to do, you're about to experience for the first time as well with me. Okay, so let's get started. And actually what I'm going to do is, first off, I'm going to turn this plugin off. So here's my mouse, right? Turn the plugin off for now. I'm just going to kind of show what I have going on. This is my demo project for the review here. Okay, so you kind of get the idea. I think I'm going to use this little section of melody right here as my my little test subject, and it's going to be this sound. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my delay, I'm going to turn off my OTT, and turn off my reverb. My reverb of choice is Valhalla Room. I'm going to turn it off as well. So I just have this dead, well not dead, but just this raw audio sample here, raw MIDI going on, no extra added effects. That's what it sounds like. So I'm going to flick on the Lunar Lander here, and just by default, here's what it sounds like. Nothing, right? Nothing's happening yet. So let's check this out. So it looks like right here we got some different presets. I'll flick through these real fast, just check them out, see what they do. That already sounds pretty nice. Actually, that sounds really nice. There's some, you can kind of hear there's a really faded, high feedbacky delay in the background. Little wavy sounding too. Not a bad thing. It's pretty cool. That actually changed the way the sound sounded too. A little bit added reverb, added saturation there. Made it a little thicker. Ooh. I do like plate reverbs. That plate reverb sounds really nice. Oh, I just skipped one here. Cut the crap. Right on, right on. Some of these are really thickening the sound up, making it really fat and full. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Alright, so we're kind of getting the idea here. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to set it back to default so we have just nothing going on. And just kind of play with the different things here. So first off, I'm going to start with a delay. Okay, the names here, like it's named clock rate, regen, modulation depth, modulation rate. We have one here called BBD. For those who don't know what that is, I'm pretty sure because it's supposed to be an analog delay. It's their take on a bucket brigade device, which is, if you don't know, in analog systems, that is the microchip that was used to create the delay effect. And so if this is anything like what I think it's going to be, this is actually turning delay on and off. It's almost like a wet dry, like a second wet dry. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this. But that's what it seems like to me. So we're going to just kind of flick up the delay here on the wet dry and see what happens as we go. I'm just going to loop this as well, so we have constant sound going on. So let's just play with some of the controls here and see what we get. That's actually pretty cool. So the clock rate, let me check one thing first. Okay, yeah, so modulation is kind of giving you almost like an LFO effect. The clock rate's kind of like your feedback, right? That's kind of what's going on here. But what's really cool is if you you kind of twist it around, as you are actually playing something back, and you get like a weird scratchy sound. So it actually might be cool to like just kind of record that sample and resample it back in something else pretty cool. That's actually pretty sweet. I kind of like that. Yeah, so clock rate and regen's both affecting your feedback here. Modulation depth is kind of like it's like your time and feedback. Modulation depth is definitely an LFO, which is also pretty cool too. If you're trying to go for something weird and wonky sounding, that's definitely a way to go. Wow, check that out. So I turned up the wet dry and the BBD all the way up, and that's actually cutting the original sound completely out and leaving us with nothing but the delay in the end. So I'm no longer actually hearing my synth anymore. I'm only hearing what's coming out of the plugin at this point. So I'm actually going to throw on some of the saturation from Lunar as well. And saturation is pretty simple over here. We have a switch between class A, B, and class A. Honestly, I couldn't tell you what the differences between these are because, like I said, it's my first time playing with it. I'll figure it out later on, but for now, we're mostly worried about the volume and the input gain, which is going to be our saturation control. So I'm going to crank this. I'm going to crank up the gain a little bit. Now we're starting to get some more of that saturated fuzz going on. I'm going to turn the volume down. Because what input gain is going to do is increase your saturation, but also increase the volume as well. So I'm going to turn the volume down and compensate. And for those who aren't sure what saturation really does, saturation, if I can figure out how my reverb's working or my EQ works anymore, because I'm dumb and I forgot how this stuff works. Here we go. Resolution, huge, speed, very fast. Okay, so pay close attention right here to the high ends of my EQ spectrum right here. As I increase the input gain, which is our saturation drive, essentially, and what it's going to do is it's going to create more frequencies here in the upper register. All right, so just keep an eye on that. See the increase there? And it's also creating that more of like an analog-y sound. Like saturation on its own kind of decreases the sound value of digital sound, so it kind of creates more of a digital or an analog effect, which is cool when you're adding the analog delay on from this plugin here. Now, keep in mind though too as well that you know, this is it's mimicking an analog plugin or mimicking analog hardware. However, it's still a digital plugin, so it's close, but it'll never be perfect just because of the fact it's still digital form. All right, but it's also really cool sounding. Definitely worth checking out. You know, if you guys like the analog sound, if you like the old school techno and stuff like that, this is a great way to get into that kind of stuff. Cheaper too, because hardwares are expensive. Okay, so next up, we're going to check out the plate reverb. Pretty simple controls. Here we have wet, dry, our decay time, the bandwidth. I'll have to check that one out. It's new for me. And the plate size. Plate size is going to just change the value entirely for how much reverb we're actually getting overall. So I'm going to set this to 2. So now I'm getting a nice, really warm sound. I like that a lot. Turn the decay time down a little bit. Decay is just changing our time between the length of the overall reverb. So I want the reverb to last a really long time. I want it to not last a really long time. You know. And then bandwidth. So let's check this one out. This is new for me. So getting slightly different effects here going on with the bandwidth. For those who are listening on laptop speakers, maybe not some really good monitors, you might not notice it too much. But to me, it looks like bandwidth's kind of going back to back with the saturation, or slightly, just kind of compressing a little bit. And the last thing I have on here to check out is this A and R selection switch. Okay, so that looks like all it's really doing, just kind of letting you get a choice between if you want the analog delay on the left side and the reverb on the right side, or vice versa. So that's pretty cool. Just get the choice. That's always, I always like the little added effects in plugins. Just like people like to customize things slightly, you know. That's pretty cool to me. Overall, this is actually a pretty cool fucking plugin. I think I would actually use this quite a bit. And I think what I want to do is I'm just going to open up something I was working on a while back. Please ignore all my crazy project file names. I know they are insane sounding. I don't even know what half this even is anymore. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the plugin onto the beat of this rap song I recorded with my buddy here. We're just going to play with it on the guitar thing here. I want to make something just really crazy sounding because that BBD setting is pretty fucking cool. And let's just see what's going on with it, you know? Let's just mess with it, try to make something wonky and weird. I just noticed I had some bass and everything turned off here. Let's just start this over too. Is there a way I can init the preset initialize? Let's see. Unless I can save presets this way, I don't want to do that. That's fine, we'll just reload the plugin. I'm not going to spend forever trying to figure it out. Not for a review video. I don't want to bore everybody. Let's go ahead and just reload this plugin. So it's definitely adding a lot of saturated warmth to it. A lot of really nice delay. And I really like the sound of that. He makes some really wonky stuff. But overall, I like the plugin. It's pretty freaking cool. One more time, this is the Lunar Lander VST. It is an analog delay, a plate reverb, and a saturator all in one plugin. This is by Pulsar Modular. I will leave a link to this down in the description below. Thanks for checking this out, guys. I hope you liked the video. Maybe I can do more stuff like this in the future. It'd be really cool to do. It's the first time I've ever done this, so it'd be really, really cool to keep doing something like this too. They have other plugins available as well. Definitely check those out also. And also, I might be doing a giveaway for a free copy of Lunar Lander to one lucky subscriber. So leave a comment down below, and you might possibly get a free copy of Lunar Lander yourself. Thanks for checking the video out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.